between the Atlanta Falcons and the New Orleans Saints. Fairly short kick, taking it to 14 here. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
At their own 33-yard line.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. They'll run it now out of the gun. 5 yards on the game's first play, second down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
38-yard line.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Go.
Check, 93's the mic, 93.
Hey, Charlie.
You ready? You ready? Check, 93's the mic, 93's the
Snap.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39. 5 yards on first down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on second.
Brings up 3rd and 4.
And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4.
Go.
Come to me, it's me. Check, 93's the mic, 93's the mic. Y'all not ready?
Shoot.
Jones operating from the gun. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. He's going through a rough patch throwing the football. 4 interceptions in that loss last week. Opening drive starts the game with a pick here.
Well, we did spend time with the head coach and the offensive coordinator and asked them, what did you see on tape? What did you see on film? And they talked about mechanics, making sure that he gets his feet underneath him, doesn't overstride, does a better job taking care of the football. And I think they're as shocked as anyone to see the first one of the game here in this one.
Okay, needs to start heeding their advice. Not much there, maybe a couple as he's taken down at the 40.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
There goes a deep ball, end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. In for the score as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Jason Myers now for the extra point.
Great field position has to be one of the best friends an offense can have. When you don't have very far to go, you should cash it in with points.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Down.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 the score as they start 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Now Jones. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Well, the pass rush has been a real strength of late. They know how to get after the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically up front, winning those one-on-one battles, but also when the offensive line wants to keep everyone in and mass protect, they know how to scheme their way back to the quarterback as well.
50, plant.
Watch the slant. 36, 36. Switch. Switch.
Score! Score!
Jones now throwing on 3rd and long. And the throw there going to be incomplete. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
And this punt goes out of bounds, and it'll be marked inside the 40.
At their own 36-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. 7 yards there and a first down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Here's a first down throw that's complete. A big play on the catch and run, covering 34 yards.
It's not a surprise when you read scouting reports and watch tape because you know he's a heck of a player. But he is so difficult to get down in the open field. They just want to get him the ball and let him do his thing.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Now Ito Smith. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. And what they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. 2nd and 1. And he's got it. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. From 8 yards out. And the Falcons push further out in front. Still first quarter, 2 receiving touchdowns for him. How are they going to slow him down?
I think they're thinking about altering their game plan. Whatever they came in with, now maybe you switch a better cover guy to him. Or you make sure you have more people in his general area wherever he lines up to at least try and discourage them from throwing the ball to him.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything, at least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Check, 93's the mic, 93's the mic. So we got man.
Hey, Echo.
Check, 93.
From the gun, Jones. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Tack McKinley has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game, watching this offensive line, because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit, right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
And getting our first update now from Nashville. And it's the Browns out to the early advantage. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Got out of the pocket, didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it, live to fight another down.
58 to Mike, 58.
Back to the air on second down. Humphries, they'll set up the screen to Smith. They get 7 there on the screen. It'll set up a 3rd down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
A 2nd down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3. Back to throw. Humphries. That's complete. It's Charles. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. That, I believe, will put him over 100 yards receiving for the game. Yes, it will. And he's got a 1st down to boot. This quarterback now already over 100 yards passing in this 1st quarter. It's 1st and 10. A 1st down carry for Smith. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. 15 yards, 1st down, Atlanta. Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, it's working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
Off play action. Humphries. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
It's a lot of contact going on there. And in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. 2nd and 10 now from the 27. They'll run with Smith. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8.
A gain of 7 yards. And
Go now.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
14, Saints nothing.
And for the Saints here on 3rd down, an extra defensive back on the field. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. Disaster there, resulting in a loss of 7 on 3rd down.
And on this play, the read for the quarterback was the defensive end, and he was totally focused on the quarterback. He should have given it off inside to the running back. Instead, he kept it and ended up taking a loss on the play.
So chalk that down as an 8-play drive capped with a field goal.
Yeah, as a friend of mine used to say, they were moving and grooving for a while, but they couldn't keep the momentum going enough to get a touchdown out of it.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the 2nd quarter, but you're down.
Want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it. I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it. You mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
You're out. Shoot.
Now a handoff here to his running back. Now a loose football. The ball comes out.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. The Saints on third down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 8.
Hey, orbit.
Now Jones from the gun, he'll throw. Looking middle, and that's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It'll be a Saints first down on a pickup of 13.
Set, ready? 15, Lonnie. 15, Lonnie.
Let's go, Heavy. Heavy, what you got? What you got, Heavy? What you got, Heavy? Give me some. Give me some.
Leo. Check 6 guard. Look at me. Zipper. Hey, Alpha.
Here's Jones on 1st and 10. And he's got his man on the out route. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. The Saints first down there on a gain of 11. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
18 Gator.
I got him. Shit.
5. Like, Lee Griffin.
Now on 2nd and 13. Jones. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown, New Orleans. A big play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Lutz good on the extra point, and that'll cut the lead to 17-7. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Ready.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Throwing again. Humphries. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And it's going to be 3rd down and a ways to go here. 3rd and 14.
Here we go. 60 or. Hey. Go. Hey, rock it.
Off the play fake. Humphries. And that is incomplete. More problems here on third down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on third down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
So out of bounds on the punt, and the spot will be, the side judge says, right at the 35-yard line here. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Hey, team 6, go.
Me and you all day. I'm coming after you. Check.
Throwing, Jones. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. He lost 2 there, and it's third down. The Saints on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is third down and 12. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe, the halfway point of the season. Time flying.
It certainly is. Time to get the sweaters out, my man.
Check, 93's the mic. Hey, come on out here. Come get some. Come on here. Come get some. He don't want it. Check, 93.
Now it's the backup Smith. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
And they're picking up right where they left off with the shutout that they pitched last week. A huge part of that, this pass rush. They know how to get after people.
Offensively, good luck finding some answers right now. This is away, and a very good kick, angled for the sidelines. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Well, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. To throw again, Humphries. And he comes back with one complete. A gain of 10 as they look to add on to this 10-point lead.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy. It's
caught to Charles. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 10 yards there and a first down for the Falcons. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
Throwing on first down, Humphries. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Eli Apple. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line.
So first thing that crossed my mind is why didn't they just sit on the lead and take it to the locker room? They're in good shape.
Absolutely. And from this spot on the field, now you've given the other side a chance for points here going into intermission.
Yeah, you changed the momentum of the game, and it's something you did not need to do.
Check 13. Check 13.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he is into the end end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. As they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Oh, he missed it. No good. So this remains a 4-point game. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss.
Ready, break.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range. It got his man complete. Past the 20. Touchdown, Falcons. A big play there. On his way to a monster game, 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Falcons are able to show off their quick strike ability. Extra point up and through by Myers. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Well, look at the clock here. You're inside of a minute. First half hasn't gone that well for you. How are you going to play this drive?
Well, I've been told by my coaches previously that the intelligent approach, go ahead and run out the clock and start over. Don't make any more mistakes. But there's also something to understanding that you got this last drive here. You get the ball to start the second half. Try and go 2 for 1 here. Get some points now and come out of the locker room and get more points again. And get
into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 21. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted. But they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
Give them a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. From the 22, here's 2nd and 8.
Strong left, strong left, strong left.
Smooth. Ready.
Here's 2nd and 8. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now.
First to the ground and incomplete. Eli Apple on the coverage.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Operating from the gun, Humphries. And a big loss here as he's taken down. So we have reached halftime here in an 11-point contest. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Falcons back to receive. They've got the lead, and they'll get this football as the second half gets underway.
Let's go.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Off play action. Humphries. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Charles. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. 17 yards and a first down for Atlanta.
Ready, set.
First down,
Check back 27. Hey, come on, Earl. Come on, Earl.
Recon, 132 fighter.
Kill.
On first down, Smith. He's got a first down and then some inside the 40. Touchdown, Falcons. Ito Smith, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Falcons push further out in front. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit. Get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, second half, no matter what. Whether it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever. This was a big score to start the second half.
the Saints take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Give them 18 there, and the Saints have a first down.
First and 10 at the 44.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
Ready? 60 or.
Man, I got you.
Hey, Echo.
Check, 93's the mic.
Let's go.
Jones operating from the gun. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's third down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Tack McKinley in there for a big one. That is sack number 200 for his career. It ties him with Bruce Smith for the all-time NFL record. He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And this will do the job nicely, as that'll be out of bounds just inside the 10-yard line. So well done there. And these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
25 yards there on the catch and run. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33.
Ready?
They'll try the right side here with Smith. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
Yeah, another good run there. He's been such a big part of their success here this afternoon. And that last carry, it puts him over 100 yards now for the day.
Squeeze, double.
They go back to the ground with Smith. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I'll bet the offensive lineman said, "Are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down." They love being physical.
They'll run on first down. Smith. And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
Looking to throw. Humphries nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Enough takes a start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very fickle man.
And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long.
Look at me, zipper.
Back to throw. Humphries. Under pressure again, and down he goes again.
It has been a good game for them. They haven't been pressured very much today, but on back-to-back sacks, maybe the defense is starting to figure something out.
And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And the punt will kick out of bounds, and it'll be spotted inside the 30-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Jones now, off the play fake. Got a man on the right sideline. It's Yoder. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 22 yards there, a first down. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 47.
Hey. You got three. Three down. Hatch it.
5. Hey, lock it.
From the gun, Jones. He gets this one complete to Traquan Smith. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. And that's going to do it. Clock hits zeros. They're not going to get another playoff. Time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Let him know.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back. Those are the ones you focus on and want to take away, and they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
To throw on 3rd down, Jones. Going right side here, and that's complete. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 17-yard line. Jones now, 5 straight completions here in this 2nd half, 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's not even able to get back to the line of scrimmage. Now there's also a flag down, and it's in the area of holding. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20.
Go!
Check, 93's the mic.
Ready?
Now Jones. From the gun, he'll throw. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Check, 93's the mic, 93's the mic. Watch the pass, watch the pass.
Throwing on second and long. Jones into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Keanu Neal. And the return goes up to his own 17-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the second week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Heavy on the edges, heavy on the edges.
Throwing again. Humphries. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Alex Anzalone charging hard from that linebacker spot, and he drops him for a loss of 11. The Falcons on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and a mile. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down.
Well, they got off the field on 3rd down. An excellent job, an excellent defensive series. We always talk about adjustments and usually only at halftime, but the best teams adjust series to series. And on that series, they adjusted so well that they got the job done in fine style.
Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50. 1st and 10. A good starting spot for the Saints as they come up 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And he will be hit from behind and run over. Wow.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20.
Slam, slam, slam.
5.
Looking to throw. Jones. He's letting this one go for Fuller. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
The Saints on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This will be 3rd and forever.
Check, 93's the mic, 93's the mic. Quit talking about it and bring it.
Hey, seam 6. Seam 6. Big dribble. Big dribble.
Back to throw. Jones looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. Here comes the Saints punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Here comes the Saints punter now. He's been terrific so far. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line.
Ready?
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. The big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. Again, it's Smith. And he'll be upended after a gain of 5, up to the 25-yard line.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
From the gun on third down. Humphries throwing the out route incomplete. That's Charles. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on third down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Ready?
Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
He's going to let this one go deep. It's caught inside the 25. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A big pickup of 38. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Hey, Zoo.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. That shoves him off at the 20. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. So now then the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal. After the penalty, it's Smith. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 5 yards, a good run there, and now 2nd and goal.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. 2nd and goal from inside the 5. Another try for Smith. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal. From the 3-yard line again, they'll try and punch it in here on 3rd and goal.
Come on, QB, come on. Kill.
Looking to throw. Humphries. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Reuben Foster, the former national champion at Alabama, gets in for the sack.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
And the 11-year veteran bangs it through, and that will extend their lead even further. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Ready?
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Check, Why? Get wide.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. Now a desperation throw, deep down, and he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Keanu Neal, and he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line. That is now 7 interceptions between last week and this week. 3 in this game, 4 a week ago.
And I saw the head coach write on his play sheet, make a little note. I hope he's writing self-scout. Bring in the guys that scout games for you with a different eye and watch him and see what's going on, and maybe they can pick up what the flaws are, and hopefully they can correct them.
15 yards, first down, Atlanta. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. So time runs out. It's a victory for the Atlanta Falcons. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second-half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the 2nd quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the 2nd half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for the Falcons, the win moves them up to 5-2 now on the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for New Orleans, things are kind of getting ugly as they drop to 1-7 now on the year. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Lambeau to take on the Packers. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.